That was the video itself. Well, good evening, everyone. Yes, it is I, the feathery best, the ruler of the nest, the sometimes angry eagle. Which, you know what? I really wanted to start the show on MC Tunes with that, but instead, no. I had to go to Connecticut to work, and instead of taking an hour and a half, hour 40 to get home, it took fucking 2 hours. Because apparently, semi-trucks think that a 2-lane back road is a wonderful way to go when they can barely drive up the fucking hills. Yeah. That was a fun day. And then, what was it? Yeah, last night, trying to get home from work, I got stuck behind probably about a dozen people who didn't realize that they can go close to the speed limit, but instead were going 20 under, and apparently had no clue where the fuck they wanted to go. So yeah, that the beer that I found last night was definitely enjoyed thoroughly. Oh no, Anamorphic Mind. Had I been there for a proper intro to introduce everyone, as I was going to try to talk MC Tune into letting me do, I would have told Bullionator, mute everyone except me. No interruptions during this, because I was going to do some sort of, think like, not quite wrestling, but not quite boxing either type of introduction. And it was going to insult Travis, which, yeah, he would have. He already starts those discussions pissed off. He's just waiting for an excuse to try to seem justified. If we're thinking... Oh, that is so true on every surface ship. Yeah, aux steering is right there by the shaft, and yeah, you are well under the waterline. Well under. Though, to be fair, with if you're properly dogging your hatches, they can be flooded and sink and starting to sink due to shit going on up forward, and the engineering spaces should be fine. Wait a minute. This is the current Navy I'm thinking about now. No, they're fucked. Greyhound with Tom Hanks is out today on Apple TV.
Tell me again why I should care.
I'm trying to see if I even remember which movie that was. Because Tom Hanks did a lot of forgettable movies for the bulk of his career.
He's a destroyer commander. It's just like a World War II era movie.
Well, it might be worth a look then later on. Might. No guarantees. Although, I do have to say this. Some of the hilarity that's been coming across the social media feeds lately, oh god, especially the last couple days, it seems like people just don't know how to get out of their own frickin' way. I mean, here's a question. If someone posts something that is actually a salient point, but no name is given, should anyone really react in an overly negative way? And one of the situations I'm referring to is so McRae left a group on Facebook. On Twitter posted,
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, on Twitter just posted, this guy made a claim against me in a group. I asked him to provide evidence. He refused. Went to an admin of the group. Explained. The admin said he really didn't care, but then started coming after me. So I left the group. If this is really new atheism, fuck them. That was essentially the message. No name of the group, no names of who was involved, just very blanket. Yeah, I don't like the situation that happened. I ended up leaving them. Probably better off for it. But then no, the baboon's ass himself had to get so fucking irate. I think we got up to, what, 10 days in a row of him posting in a thread about it?
Hold on, I'll check.
Or has it gone on even longer than that? Because I think we're probably close to 2 weeks now since Steve posted his thing on that one.
Did he block me? I barely interacted in that thing.
Oh, why does that not surprise me?
Oh no, I'm not blocked.
Oh, damn. Kind of would have been a even more comical had he actually went ahead and blocked everyone that was pointing out the error of his attempted thinking. I'm not sure if I can even really call it thinking at this point, because, hey, we're talking about this. Well, Steve should come talk to me. That's not what we're talking about, dipshit. Well, Steve should come talk to me. That's not even closely related to what we're talking about now. But Steve should come talk to me!
So he posted yesterday. Hold on.
Well, the easiest place to look would be on Chesh's thread to see when she stopped counting, and then...
Hold on just a second.
Oh, anamorphic mind, though. Twitter can be fucking hilarious at times. Like, oh, some of the latest shit that have happened, you're gonna laugh. Because some people were warned. They were warned, and they only have themselves to blame, and some of them just are refusing to see it.
Alright, scrolling through Chesh's thread right now.
Because last I saw at least the other day, it was day 9.
I saw a day 10 somewhere with her.
What was it? Oh, that'll be an interesting one. Okay, so we got this question from the chat. Say that a drill instructor / RDC wants some volunteers for things. Where is the safest place to be to not be voluntold? I think the easiest answer is out of sight.
Medical or dental?
Yeah, those two were always a good one to get you out of a lot of stuff, especially in basic. Aboard the ship, you have a few more options on where to hide. Like, you can actually just find corners and spaces where you won't be seen.
It was very convenient when I got put on that cleanup thing before an ORS one time, because I learned some places that I'm not even sure so many of the officers knew about. Voids and spaces back in engineering where I could just vanish to if necessary.
Oh, there was on the Kitty Hawk when I was helping the Ordies, they had what they called the rail shop. It's where a lot of the missile racks and bomb racks were stored.
Right back. I gotta go take care of the trash.
Yep. Is back aft, port side, just aft of elevator number 4. So, ass end of the ship. Up just below the flight deck, and a pretty sizable space. And when we're set for sea, there's a lot of stuff back there, so it's kind of easy to hide in there. But there was also a void directly aft that the only thing going through it was an air exhaust going to outside of the ship. But you had to be careful, because I saw some rust there, and if you fell through and no one knew you were in there, oh, you were done. you were hitting the water about the back end of towards the fantail, and if you weren't sucked under and chopped up by the screws immediately, you were going to be left behind.
See, in engineering. There was there on the port side of the vessel back in engineering. There's a small sliver of a space in between the condensers and the main seawater pump that I could slide into. I was one of 2 FTs that could fit behind the torpedo control panel.
Oh,
There's positives and negatives to that. The negatives of that is, of course, I was one of 2 people that could fit behind it. Therefore, if there was any cabling issues, I was one of 2 people that could do it.
It could actually get back there to take a look at it.
Me and Reisner were the only 2 that could fit back there.
Yeah, but the good bit to it too is if something come up that you didn't want to do, oh well, I got to climb back here and take a look at some stuff, so you go do it. Yeah, that was a good and bad thing about being a production soup is I could pick and choose what extra stuff I did, but at the same time, there were some things that I had to do myself no matter what. Like technically only 1, 2, 3... There were only 5 of us who were allowed to talk to production control. The chief, the LPO, myself, my night check counterpart, and one other person that was a CDI that really, I think he ended up taking over the production soup role when I left. Oh. Gotta make room. We need to make room for the buff.
Yeah.
Well, gotta admit, the buff has some staying power. Although I wonder how many places in an aircraft could you find to hide out for a while. I guess it all depends on the platform. Never been inside the P8, so wouldn't know, but the P3 actually had some decent spaces.
I do know some of the larger aircraft, like there's voids out in the wings that you can get into.
But yeah, those are otherwise known as fuel tanks.
Well, no, they're not all fuel tanks, but
Most of them are. If they're big enough
are...
to climb into, they're used for fuel.
But these are also like really large aircraft, so that they wouldn't be on an aircraft carrier. So.
Well, yeah, like the C5 and
the Globemaster or stuff like that. You know?
That's a big freaking bastard.
Stuff that carries tanks.
And other aircraft. You know,
a C5 carrying an A10. You know?
Yeah, I was. Where was I? I was driving out towards Springfield, Mass, and I saw one flying around up there. I guess it was getting ready to land out there, and that big old bastard, when it's getting ready to land, it's moving so slow, it looks like it's about to just stop and drop out of the sky.
What one? The C5?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen those coming in for a landing at Oceana before. It's
oddly mesmerizing is the way that I would put it.
Yeah. So they look like they're standing still, but it's just because they're very large and moving about 200 miles an hour. It just looks like they're standing still.
Well, and that was actually something that came up during the debate between Toon Cats and Gleam and Dipshit, was like the whole oh god, what did they call it? Is the paradox about the apparent size of the moon. When the moon doesn't have anything close to it to kind of give a size comparison, it actually looks quite small. But when you look at it when it's down close to the horizon, like it's behind a skyline, it looks larger than it really is. But the trick, if you stick your thumb up for comparison next to it at each time, it's the same frickin' size.
No, CGI. All fake.
Well, keep in mind, one of the sources that Gleam was pulling some of his BS out of was a paper about the psychology of perception and human sight.
The fuck does that have to do with the moon?
Well, that paper would apply in that context of like seeing the moon looking like different sizes, because that's why it looks like different sizes. A lot of our vision isn't direct. A lot of our vision is stuff our visual cortex is making assumptions and interpretations of.
Oh yeah,
and it could be easily tricked.
Oh yeah, well, and that's where some people have actually done some practical, easy studies on just the validity of peripheral vision. And your average person, your accurate area in your field of view is just the center 10%, because that's what you're actively looking at. Oh, nice!
That was close.
That was freaking close.
But yeah, so when you're looking at something and you think you're looking around and getting the whole picture that is your field of view, your brain's actually only paying attention to a 10% segment of any single part of it in any one instance. That's it.
Yeah, I know, like in marching band we use our peripheral vision, but it's very like a loose like you're using it for some minor stuff. But yeah, there's no way to focus in that. It's kind of...
It's more for perceptive purposes to make sure you're not running into each other. Oh,
right.
Oh!
Well, if you have torpedoes coming at you, generally it's best to have them coming directly at your bow or from astern, because that's the easiest way to avoid them. But...
Yeah.
Well, it's the narrowest profile for you to get hit on.
Right. Like you can steer between them. Your thing with a destroyer there a second ago, it's great when you're a destroyer. I've had that happen while I'm in a cruiser. Or if you're in a battleship, you're like, okay.
Yep, I'm gonna get hit. Just let's put it in a spot that it's not gonna hurt too bad.
So we can limit the number of them hitting me, but I'm gonna when you get some of those like spam torpedoes where they're like fired like, 15 torpedoes at you, at that point in time you're like, okay, it's over.
It's like, well,
quick,
boys,
reload the gun so I can get another shot in before I get sunk.
Yeah. It's like one of those, well, boys, it's been a good ride. Wow, Leon, I think you're going to get smacked for that one. I will say this. This battle is looking to be better from a tactical standpoint. It seems like people actually know better how to utilize their ships.
Oh, am I gonna hit him?
Oh.
Nope. He got away from that one. Damn. He's a cruiser.
Yeah. Well, and it's tough as you have a really close window, because if you lead it a little too much, they can just turn the other way and avoid, or if they're going it slow enough, all they have to do is speed up and get out in front.
Oh crap, on fire. Oh, overshot.
Oh, wait. People have an image and perception of people? when the hell did this happen?
People suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, like we were saying before, it really is looking like the upcoming election is a vote between Palpatine and Voldemort. And
Oh no! Didn't you hear
Can we just
Kanye
vote
West
for the Borg
is
Queen?
also going to run too?
wait.
You mean the Black Trump? No, they
Yeah,
made
yeah.
that mistake
He said he was
once.
going to put his hat in the ring now.
Which version of the Queen are we talking about?
First Contact.
So Alicia Creek. So maybe, but the Queen has a bad habit of being a little too easily outwitted for what they're supposed to embody. Which I'm actually kind of looking forward to the show tomorrow, because this will be the perfect opportunity to really explain a grander view of Trek, that we have this movie to blame for a lot of things if we really want to go to the true root of it all.
So we're actually up to day 13, if I go by Cheshire's count, by the way.
See, I knew it was getting close to 2 weeks. I just couldn't remember if he started on Friday or Saturday. Day 11 and 12. Jeez. And that was posted when? Yesterday?
Yesterday at 2:52 p.m. my time, so that would be 5:52 p.m. Eastern for you guys.
So if Beatty had posted something again today, there's day 13. Wow. So actually, I know there are a few people who were out there when we started. What did you think of the music choices to begin the show? Yay, nay, got any recommendations for styles of music? I wouldn't say Biden's a villain, more like a person with a spine that's a bit more
Cartilaginous.
cartilaginous than calcified. Yeah, which makes him easier to be manipulated, which is a bad thing. And that's the thing. Do you want to go with someone who is easily manipulated and quite forgetful and creepy in a different type of flavor? Or do you want to go with the known asset that you know is going to be a problem, but there are people elsewhere who are probably have stopped a lot of the stupid shit that he's wanted to do? Need some Whammer Culture Club. Okay. Let me be clear. It needs to be non-copyrighted. As it stands, so I was going through some of the videos on the channel earlier tonight and realized that I had 4 copyright claims that I got no notice about. No message, no email, no nothing, just, oh yeah, we're blocking this video, you can't monetize on this video, and we're fucking around in different ways on these two. And it's like, you jackasses. And here, the one that was blocked was an episode of ETW. Remember a while back when we showed that video of some of the homemade...
Cheesestick?
No, the homemade car repairs where...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, A&E claimed that one and blocked it globally.
Lovely.
So I was like, no. Fair use, jackasses. If you actually pay attention, we're giving review and commentary, especially the commentary part. And actually, Furball had floated the idea of, well, I don't really want to do the screenshots this week, but how about we just do a rolling view and scroll through it that way? And I'm like, no. Paramount are fucking assholes, and I'm already fighting them still on the Star Trek 4 one. I'd go with the manipulatable guy whose party is more scientific than the other one, who will probably appoint competent people. I wouldn't exactly say that the Democrats are entirely scientific.
Nor would I say that they can appoint competent people entirely either.
AOC.
I will be saying that I kind of agreed with you. I would have agreed with you, like, 3 or 4 years ago about the Trump thing. But this time I had to disagree because over the years, while he did start with some pretty competent people in some office position and some of his, panel position, he's been slowly whittling them out to replace them with yes men. So it's just getting progressively worse. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to go another 4 years at that, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I get entirely what you're saying.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm kind of curious to see just how bad it could get.
Well, that would be interesting to see. If there was a way just to see that in theory and not in practice, then I'd be with
Oh,
there is a theory. It's called Spaceballs.
I have to live here and all,
well, so here's my thought process on it is, let's be honest, for a number of things, it has to or is going to get worse before it gets better. So why not speed up the process? I mean, yeah, it'll hurt, but would you rather have a quick pain and then it's over, or a longer lingering pain? But it doesn't seem to hurt as bad, but it lasts 3, 4, 5 times as long. Sometimes brevity can be a good thing.
Of course, the other element is just about everybody that I respect in the Republican Party is against Trump at this point. So,
who's paying though? I work about those individuals who suffer directly and worry about those who suffer directly and severely. Yeah. See, that is the hesitation, because the majority of the people who would directly feel it are the people that shouldn't, and that's part of the issue. And I won't say that it's the structure of the government that's the problem. Excuse me. It's the people in positions of authority that are the problem. That was an interesting gun layout.
Oh yeah, one of the Russian ships.
Of course the Russians would put a main battery in the middle of 2 superstructures.
we had some like that though.
Not with the main caliber in the middle. We did
second. Yeah, we did.
Which one?
The Wyoming, the New York, the Colorado have it?
No, they were doing twin ships then.
Yeah, look at that.
Like, I know the French did 3 turrets up front and 1 back aft. And the Mikasa was 2 and 2.
So it's interesting how this one's laid out.
And they're even offset off the center line.
There were a few European battleships designed like that back like pre-World War I.
Yeah, your Dreadnought.
Pre-dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a battleship.
Nah, it's might be an early dreadnought or a pre-dreadnought, but yeah,
That's a pre-dreadnought.
yeah. Well, looking from it before, it was when they still had the bow shape, which is actually what the zoom wall kind of models itself after. Ooh.
But, yeah, the Wyoming had
Enough anchors on this thing. Holy crap.
The Wyoming had 6 turrets, like main gun turrets. Because it had two ahead of the forward superstructure, two in the middle, and then another aft superstructure, and then 2 more behind it.
Am I gonna hit? Oh,
Nope.
overshot.
Just over.
Yeah.
Alright, democratic rule would cause minor issues for a while. Oh no! Oh. I don't agree with that, because I see there being drastic swings of extremes. And that's where it may seem like the Democrats would be tame, but keep in mind, who are the ones that have been pushing a lot of the cancel culture, the policing of terminology, and all of that nonsense? Oh, yes, Anamorphic Mind. Speaking of that one, when I got to the restaurant last night and we're at the hostess stand, guy walks up and gives the last name of the party that they were joining with their friends, but says the name in an overly exaggerated Italian way. I look at my wife and go, in another language, he just said, yeah, I'm here with douche. And actually, that ended up sparking a different conversation entirely, where let's think about it this way. Let's keep the social aspect of it under consideration. How many people have you known that identify with an ancestral culture while having never even considered being there, but wanting to live to a stereotypical view of what it means to be, say, Italian? Yeah, that's what we ran into last night. And oh, nice.
3 non-penetrations. Well, it's interesting how that offset gun on the right swings around.
I'm surprised it even can swing around to shoot
I know.
that way. Oh, yes, you see the vocalizations of it on Twitter initially, but where do you think those voices are going to end up going once the opportunity is there? You have incumbents who have already given the lip service that they agree with a lot of those people. Oh, so you can hear this one from Anamorphic Mind. 3 non-penetrations? Sounds like a personal problem. But yeah,
the angle was wrong.
Yeah, it's all about, you got to start with the right angle, and then you got to, and then you got to have the right tempo. And then once you get a good tempo, then you got to think about the intensity. I will give this game this. The weather effects are actually really amazing, the way they actually have like the cloud cover rolling in and creating the shadows.
Okay, he's gone. One ship left.
Hurry, hurry, chase the shadow. It's your only cover. I'll change lens to... Let's get a slightly better view. Oh, and with the way everything is going, so we actually do have... oh, looks like everyone else got them for you. Oh, ML2, I'm right there with you. Like, I'm all for cautious optimism, and yeah, hope it's not wishful thinking on your part, and yeah, finding out sooner rather than later is a phenomenal thing. I just don't see it happening that way, unfortunately. It's kind of like people thought Trump was going to be a great cleansing. He's not your typical politician. It'll be good for everything. And now it's like, whoops, gotta miss the mark on that one.
So speaking of politics, did anybody watch CP? Oh, what's his name? CP Gray's video about the Electoral College.
I have not.
Okay, he's talking about the newest Supreme Court ruling.
Okay.
And let me get my history here. It's well worth the watch. CGP Gray. That's who I was thinking of. Basically, he basically boils it down to the Supreme Court didn't approve or disprove anything. It just upheld what's currently the law, which is faithless. States can punish their faithless electors if they choose to.
Okay.
Something like 32, 36 states out of the union already have laws in effect about that. So they're like, meh.
You guys handle it. We don't want to deal with it. Although, actually, I remember a little while back, Planner Walk did a video on the Electoral College, and that would be actually an interesting conversation to have.
I'd have to watch it. You said Planner Walk did one?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people even people in the U.S., don't actually understand why the Electoral College is what it is and what it's actually intended for. They have a misguided view on how elections actually work in the U.S.
Oh, here we go. 2 weeks ago, even.
Really? It was only 2 weeks ago?
June 22nd. So closer to 3, but you know.
Fuck, it seemed like you did it longer ago than that.
The Electoral College, a rational take.
See, that is the problem with how much I've been working, is some things seem like they happened more recently than they did, while other things, it's the other way around.
And there everybody goes in the live chat.
Okay, is that actual smoke screen or is it fog?
That's smoke screen.
Okay.
Yeah, here's that offset gun you see on the... Look how it's spinning around.
It's trying. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can get there. Don't run aground now.
Oh no, trust me, I saw that.
I don't know. Eric, he was good, and he went freaking nose first into a rock outcropping. But yeah, I will say it is interesting to hear other nations' take on the stupidity that's happening here, because yeah, I will admit, a lot of it is freaking stupidity. There's no way around it.
Yeah, no kidding.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
they seem to forget a major factor when trying to compare what the U.S. has to deal with versus their government. Because when you look at it, a lot of these people from different countries that want to give criticism, they're from smaller nations with less diversity.
Well, I mean, just look at the people who try to say that we should go to a more parliamentary system like the UK or Australia. And they're giving criticism of why their system's better and why ours sucks, and yet you ask them how our system works, and they're like, I don't know. It's
The
just
sad
not
thing
direct.
is they say I don't know, but they know more than half the American.
No, I get that. But when you look at how they elect their prime minister, for example, who is the head of government, not the head of state, but
Yeah.
when you look at how they select their prime minister, they don't have a direct say in it either. Directly, it's indirect through the party that has the majority. So I mean, it's like you're criticizing us on having a flawed system, yet you use a similar system.
It's just different names.
Exactly.
And it's almost like the U.S. got the idea of the base framework from all these other countries.
Well, I mean the House of Representatives is very similar to the House of Commons, and the House of our Senate is also very similar to the House of Lords, but yet little differences in how we elect the Supreme Executive seems a little bit more rational than theirs. However, we still manage to, every so often, what was that number I came up with when I was doing my research, Jared? It was like something like less than 5% or something like that.
Oh, even less than that, if I remember right.
Or less than 8% or something like that of the elections? Something like that.
Yeah, it was only like, what, 3 or 4 elections out of 50 that have actually gone the way of the Electoral College only, instead of both the Electoral College and the popular vote. But they also want to ignore population figures, because part of why the Electoral College is set up is so your more rural areas that have different concerns, that have different considerations, actually have a not entirely level, but a leveled playing field between them and your urban centers. Because if it was pure popular vote, we figured it out to be what, 6 or 7 metro areas would decide the election.
So, here we go. I figured it out, and I found our conversation. So, interesting stat. In the 58 presidential elections, of which 8.62% have not conformed with the popular vote. 8.62% have not gone the way of the popular vote.
Which is
So 5.
5 out of 50 something. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was your comment. So 5 out of 58. And I think that's a reason to get rid of the EC. Yes, or modify it to the point of uselessness.
And if you notice, when they want to do it, when the people who clamor for it are always the ones who lose.
It's on both sides.
Yeah. Let's see what else. No.
Has Furball found his brain yet, or did the government keep it when they did his test?
Oh no, they kept it. No, and it was Coral apparently had a bad day, so she's not exactly feeling up to dealing with our flavor of asshole.
It's all right. We don't need the Coastie today. We have the airmen trying to be the Coastie.
You know, for someone who knows fuck all about ships, he's actually doing quite well.
I really need to get a blackout curtain for this damn window. That's the highest point in the room, and it shines right down on my monitor, my main monitor.
Oh.
I downloaded Killing Floor 2 because it's free on Epic, or it was free on Epic. And I was sitting there trying to play it. I'm like, I can't see anything, so it's like, okay.
Oh, speaking of free, for people who are channel members and or patrons, this coming weekend we are playing Payday 2 because I've already blocked off the time. I've already told the wife. It's like, no, this is happening this time. I don't have to work. Nothing is coming up, and nothing is stopping it this time. So, anyone who wants to join and join myself and a couple other of the channel members in playing Payday 2, go ahead and sign up, message me on Discord, and we can get you a game key so you can download it and then join in on the fun, which will... not sure exactly what time tomorrow, but it'll be probably around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern. And we have Canarwood Damar at 12:30 Eastern, which will then give me time to take a little break, and then...
12:30 Eastern? I thought you were still doing closer to 15.
No, this way we can actually get the German in on this one too. And I think this one's gonna...
Well, then I won't be able to join you tomorrow.
Hey, we got Tina out there.
Hey, Tina.
Oh, was that the issue, Leon? Is it because Peter didn't have a verified Steam account? We've been doing some testing with the gameplay in the background to make sure it'll work. And I didn't have the issues that Ozzy did.
Ball.
Yeah. But yeah, it's...
Oh, you bastard.
Wait a minute. Is that the... Okay. So it looked like you were looking at the Iowa class for a moment, and what the... Hang on, let me... Sorry, Burns, I'm pinning.
That's fine.
There.
See, there's a turret there between the superstructures. The Texas has that too.
Oh, that's right. They put the launch rails for the spotter craft on top of it.
Yeah, and then you go back, and I don't have the ship because I got rid of it because didn't really enjoy playing it too much. But the Wyoming.
See, now that actually doesn't look bad because you have two pairs in the middle, but they relocated the superstructure.
I was backing up.
I mean, you're probably looking at Iowa because I do have one here.
Oh, that wasn't the one that was there initially, but
now maybe it was. I think it might have been because I was playing
that one
yesterday a bit.
Yeah, that was it. Just the quick look, the hull shape was very reminiscent.
And the Odin next to it.
They never built that one, did they?
Well, it's technically a battle cruiser, but
well, it's
in this game it's a battleship. But
Yeah, I think that's more appropriately classed in the game.
This is always a weird setup. Look at those 3 turns.
The hell? Hang on, let me make that a little easier to see.
Let me change it so it's not. Let me get to a non-cluttered area. There's amber. So we're not sitting in a shipyard.
Tina says that her guy plays the game and says that he'll Smolensk you.
Oh, the Smolensk? Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 2 of the 3 turrets up front are super firing. Nice. Kind of limited on the 3rd one.
Yeah.
And yet, how many... And that's the thing, a lot of these were designed thinking the old tactics of battle lines would, and close range ship-to-ship engagements were going to be a thing. But then the Japanese had to go attack Pearl Harbor and make the aircraft carriers the primary combatants left. Whoops.
Well, somewhat, but you got to realize a lot of times, like a lot of these capital ships, like a lot of the cruisers and the battleships, while they would do ship-to-ship engagements, like their big thing for their primary guns wasn't ship-to-ship engagements; it was shore bombardment.
Well, that's what it ended up being.
Just park off the shore broadside and just throw everything.
Well, that's what they ended up being. But when they were designing them, they were well.
Well, I'm talking about like they were to go up against ships. So I'm talking about like the full concept of their main guns is for shore bombardment purposes, because they wouldn't necessarily get all the main guns trained, but for shore bombardment they can.
Yeah. Well, and I'm saying when you look through the design notes and everything pre-1940, they were still designing, and with the primary purpose being ship to ship with the benefit of shore bombardment. But as the early parts of the U.S.'s involvement in active hostilities happened, they kind of realized, okay, this is not how the war is being fought anymore. You still had the occasional, but it wasn't capital ship versus capital ship. It wasn't battleship versus battleship. It was a lot of your smaller combatants getting up close and personal, occasionally with a bigger boy, like around Leyte Gulf. God, you turned into 2 of them, not just 1. 2 of them you just turned into and took it on the nose.
Texas is a tough ship, so.
True. And even with years of disrepair, it still wants to float.
I'm talking about especially in that game, so.
Oh. Well, and that's another thing. A lot of people would mistakenly think that the U.S. ships were more robust just because of design and materials. It wasn't just that. It was actually more so crew training. I mean, during the actual, oh yeah, you're screwed. In actual World War II, in the Pacific Theater, the U.S. ships were actually taking a good amount of damage, in some cases more damage than the Japanese counterparts. But because of the damage control efforts, the U.S. ships would actually stay afloat long enough to limp back to a port to be repaired. Whereas the Japanese, they weren't as good on the damage control.
Damn destroyer got me.
Well, it doesn't help that you turned into 2 of them on the nose, and then you turn to the side and see the broadside coming and just like, fuck.
Nothing I could have done about the broadside. I tried to turn into it.
It's a drawback being a battleship. They don't exactly turn on a dime.
Yeah, no.
Wait, you mean you can't just drop the anchor like they did in the movie
Battleship.
Battleship?
That was so unrealistic. Mind you, it was an absolutely cool scene, but it was
So unrealistic.
Yeah.
Oh, and not just them pulling that off, them pulling it off from the Mighty Mo, and having any sort of ammunition and powder that is actually usable aboard it at the time. Yeah, no, not gonna happen. And also with where they went down, where they lost their destroyer, it would not have been that quick of a turnaround for them to get into Pearl, get everything cut, and get back out to sea with the Missouri. I don't care how many museum worker and former battleship sailors you have on there. It ain't happening.
Yeah, how long does it take to fire up that engine, too? It's a steam engine.
Couple hours.
Yeah, minimum.
We would on the Kitty, we would do light off the afternoon before we would actually leave for a cruise. They've got an aircraft carrier. And I did not mean to channel Sean Bean with his they have a cave troll with that one.
Yes, you did.
I caught it midway through and I was like, well, already committed to it. Can't turn back now. Oh, Leon, they had a jumping alien battleship and managed to fuck it over with some 50 caliber rifles. I think the movie was pretty unrealistic overall.
well, they didn't use the 50 caliber rifles to fuck it over. Really, that was the distraction. They punched a hole. They punched a hole in the sunglass in the sun shaded window. But it was all the missiles and shit they fired at.
Yeah. And once they took down the shield and the rest of the battle group could get involved, then it was a little more on par with what you would actually expect. But to have Liam Neeson in your movie and to utilize him so minimally, there were just all sorts of poor choices all around. Well, at least you took out a couple of them.
Got the ship for free. I'm not a big fan of it. So.
Oh,
Yeah, I went sank two cruisers and rammed the third. So,
I wonder how many.
How many what?
In how many battles you would see torpedoes crisscrossing like that, and you just get that pucker factor, and then realize they crossed past and missed you both. I could see why some people definitely had ended up with a further belief in the divine after making it through a situation like that. Oh. Stressful environments make you do crazy things. And which ship are you using now? Same one?
New York.
Oh.
I'm just
Okay,
running
now I
through
can.
them.
Ooh, they got you in a rainy environment.
had to pull the other because there's the other day someone was like mentioning, "Hey, it's raining. I just washed my ship," and I said, "You just get a whole bunch of E1s out on the deck with brooms."
Yeah, the stiff bristle broom cleans it up real good. Oh, it's like whenever they did a flight deck washdown, all they would do is turn on the AFFF for a few minutes, let it actually get a nice film there, let it sit for a second, and then hey, all of you E4 and below in the air department, guess what you're doing? Taking a couple of steps and scrubbing as you go.
Ugh. Waiting for my teammate here to see how long he lasts. He's in a New York.
Well, let's see who can use it better.
Well, he's going up against another New York, a Mikoyan, and a... I'm not sure what that one is. Yaitor Velki.
I think the ship that I played this game that requires most patience is the New Mexico, because it is so damn slow.
Oh, the New Mexico, that was commissioned in what, 1904? That
Yeah, it was our
timeframe?
second battleship using the super turrets.
Yeah, when
Damn
what,
RNG.
yeah, it was what, when they thought 20 knots was fast? If even that fast.
I'm trying to behave, Karis.
You're doing admirably.
Yeah, it's more of a subdued night. There's been so much stupid going on lately, especially just this week alone. Like, not only did I have to give it to Katz. He knew what he was getting into with Travis, and he thoroughly enjoyed himself with that. But then, right now, Craig is trying to wrangle in why you are an idiot and some other guy. I don't know if he got reconnected, but I caught just a few minutes of it before doing the final bits of the setup here, and why do these people still get time and attention? I don't know. Hey, I think you're on fire.
Just one fire, it's okay.
See now, Burns, when you see a torpedo spread coming, this is how you do it.
Ah,
Yeah, I see that.
Are you sure? Do we need to record this and play it back?
You know, we could probably make a training video out of it.
You mean like in a football thing with the X's and O's?
A little better
Seriously.
than that.
I hate when destroyers do that.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my division partner here. It's him and another BB versus a cruiser left.
Wait, they actually made it a somewhat close fight now? Wow.
Yeah.
So, Mike, how bad did it get over there? I'm guessing he is talking about his television screens in the sky again.
Oh no. Is that right to hand?
No. Why he is an idiot.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, the guy that he's supposed to be debating against but had a connection issue, even flat out asked him, "You really enjoyed the Truman Show, didn't you?"
Yeah.
And
Woohoo, we won. We won by time.
nice. And this is where I will say the Poe was showing, because he said, well, yeah, it's just on a bigger scale than people think. Oh, Jesus. He was showing two moons through a double pane glass. Wow.
He's the only one left. I'm gonna ram his ass.
That,
Yeah, because the D was surprisingly large.
Jay, I'm not getting you another soundbite.
are you saying he's already gotten plenty?
I don't
Oh,
know what it's
oh, will it happen? And? Now, I'm curious. Why did you blow up too? Most of those...
About the same HP.
Ah. Okay, because I was about to say that those era battleships can... it's perfect, in my opinion.
I mean, if you have enough HP when you hit it, you can hit it and it'll knock out a chunk of yours, but it won't necessarily blow up.
Well, yeah, that's what I was expecting. It was like, simply ramming a ship shouldn't be an auto kill.
Patriotic.
Camouflage? Who needs camouflage? We're going America on them. And it's no fun if they can't see you coming, right? Oh, if you like that counter, just be ready. I don't see it stopping anytime soon. It's... And that's a whole nother ball of stupid that's been going on the last few days, too. It seems like the idiots just don't know how to get out of their own way. Although I will admit I did have a bit of fun earlier. And Karis, the question of whether or not the actual Genesis would see and respond to that,
Yeah.
they did.
Oh, nice.
Exactly an hour later.
Oh my goodness.
And this person claims that, yeah, I'll manipulate and tell people slightly different things just to see who's watching what and when and where. So this person admitted to intentionally manipulating what they say while taking the bait of something that was intended to get a reaction out of them.
Are we talking about the 13-day Twitter?
No, different guy.
No, this is something else.
It's what I posted during the day today that... Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and read it because it was fun. And I will give some people credit. There are some people who could have reacted to it but didn't, which I have to say, good choice. Come on. No. Further back. No. Come on, where to... there it is. Not every critical tweet where the offending party isn't named is about you. But hey, if the shoe fits, princess, go ahead and rock that guilty conscience. Oh, and What I find really entertaining is the person that this was pointed at, guarantee you, watches more of my stuff than I ever do of theirs. It's almost like there's a group of people out there who have an irrational obsession with certain other people.
So what you're saying is you're going to be catching hell for it in DM later about this stream.
Possibly, which I'll just laugh. And again, because I can point out it, if there is someone out there who wants to react in that way in private, which is the proper place to initially react if that's how you take it, I can point out to messages that I sent which clearly stated that nope, that person was not the Genesis, it was someone else entirely. And I said it to a couple people before they even had the chance to ask. Oh, I think we're going to get 2 hits. 1 and... Nope, that one just missed. So is that supposed to be the view from your spotter? Oh, Burns is muted. Yeah.
Yes, yes, it is. Sorry.
Even when it's all over, the counter will still continue. Oh, I see you have that much faith in the person. Yeah. So, what else has everyone been up to? What kind of week have you guys had?
Beautiful, dandy, lovely, spectacular.
You sound so enthused while saying that, too.
Coming through old movie nights for sound bites of Karis.
Oh, what's that?
Just kidding.
Yeah, because I thought you had already done that.
No, there are hundreds of more episodes I still have to go through.
See, the sound bites you'll never get are the ones where I'm actually helping produce some stuff in the background.
No, those
are
those are screenshots, not audio clips.
I think I have one of those too.
1 or 2 may have been sent out, but
None from me, though.
right.
Okay, here's an interesting combination. So, ML2 said, it's been a rather slow week. Last night I got drunk on elderberry liqueur and Riesling mixed drinks. That
That was probably me.
that combination just sounds odd. But then again, I've never really been a fan of elderberry.
I'm just going back to Monty Python.
That's... Yeah, that's initially what came to mind too, because I don't think I could accurately characterize what an elderberry actually tastes like. I would have to take someone else's word for it. Although, did find one of the drinks that came across the table last night had the... Oh god, what was the brand? It was a maraschino cherry liqueur as part of it.
There's a clarification in the side chat.
It's actually... I meant elderflower, okay. It's actually delicious. St. Germain's and white Riesling. Interesting. Oh, what are you trying to show now, Jay? The Flynn suck. Okay, well, what is this?
Oh, the judge who has been trying Michael Flynn, former head of the National Security, not National Security Agency, National Security Council,
Mm-hmm.
I believe is what his title was. Anyways, the judge in that case, after being told by the Department of Justice that they are going to drop charges and that there's extenuating circumstance or information that he was basically coerced into giving a guilty plea, has decided to have his own amicus curiae present as the prosecution on why he should not accept the prosecution's appointment on this, or decision to not pursue charges against him. It's an ongoing saga, and basically the circuit court above him basically smacked his hand and said, "No, you can't do this, you idiot." And now he's appealing that decision.
Oh boy.
Basically, he feels that he should be able to have a friend who has just as much bias against Trump and the Trump administration as him to prosecute a man who potentially was coerced into giving a guilty plea because they threatened his son, amongst other things, to get his confession.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, it's
And if there's questions about tampering due to political leanings and political backings, you don't advocate for another person with the same political leanings and backings as the replacement.
Here, let me get you a link for that, Jared.
See, you're just giving more fuel for my fire to say, quick reset.
Don't give Jared more fuel for his fire. Trust me.
Well, I did send him a Freedom Tunes cartoon last night. I hope you watched.
I haven't watched it yet. Like, you gotta remember, we were out last night, and right as I got home, I got word of what I was doing to start my day today. Ended up going straight to bed.
Oh no, that's fine. Like I said, it's the Freedom Tunes is just a funny, hilarious social take on society.
Oh, Freedom Tunes is great. I have yet to come across one that I don't, at the core, actually agree with their take on things, because they see the absurdity on both sides and call it out. Although I do have to say, I have a thing for their characterization of Shapiro.
Yes.
And part of me thinks that I think we should push him into running and actually see how many votes he would get.
Oh, how did I miss this one from a week ago? Ken and Karen oppress the mob.
I'm pretty sure anybody could run at this point, and it would come as a surprise to literally nobody.
Well, hey, as Burns started to mention earlier, Kanye has put it out that he's running.
Like I said, a surprise to absolutely nobody.
Now, the only thing surprising Kanye has done in the past, call it 8 years, is backing Trump publicly. That was actually a surprise.
Okay.
I'd like to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he was trying to show Trump he backed him so that Trump would listen to more reasonable suggestions.
Yeah, I think that falls under the category of wishful thinking.
Probably, but the intent. I'm just hoping that was the intent.
Oh, Anamorphic Mind, no, I did not see the party affiliation.
Oh, the birthday party.
Wow. Because he couldn't find some other reference to make with it. Here's the thing. I actually see people taking that intent to run seriously enough that he actually gets a fair number of votes. I see there being enough people who will actually vote for him because, why not? But what I'm wondering is where would his affiliations actually end up lining up with?
Basically, his whole stance is I don't have any policies. We're just gonna wing it.
And that's different from the major parties. How?
In the sense that he's actually going to try and appoint people that might know more. He's willing to hear them out. He's just very much pro-life and anti-Joe Biden, calling people who won't vote for him not black.
So, who do you think supposing he ran, who would he be most likely to take votes from in the next election? Trump or
Biden.
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 Right.
He would take away more. He would take away votes from both, but he would have more of a negative impact on Biden.
Okay.
And it's part of that is just thinking pure demographics. When you actually look at how many minorities traditionally and typically vote Democrat, those are a lot of the base that he would end up pulling from. So it would hurt Biden more than it would Trump. I'm not saying that there aren't any minorities that have or would vote for Trump even this time around. It's just a larger proportion typically vote Democrat, which...
I sent this video link to Karras Twitter DMs, Jared.
Well, also, I mean, I don't know much about Kanye, but I have observed some of his unpredictable tendencies in the past, and I'm wondering if this plays into that, or is in any way related to maybe some personal vulnerabilities. It seems that ML2 in the side chat might have a similar train of thought, if you take a look.
Kanye is probably having a panic attack. He hasn't even signed up with the FEC, and his family apparently is concerned. Musk and Cuban have walked back. Yeah, see that? I mean this in the best way possible. Kanye, don't pull a Britney.
Clarify.
What someone actually really needed to do with Kanye West is when he was announcing his run, is he should have gone up on stage, grabbed his mic, endorsed one of the other candidates, and just dropped the mic.
Oh, do to him what he did to Taylor Swift? See, that would have hit more like what this probably actually is, which is a PR stunt.
Oh, God. Can you imagine him in deliberations with other national leaders?
Oh.
Just think of it. Just think China, Russia, and Kanye.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Now, hang on. I'm going to let you finish, but first, I got to point out.
Let me announce my new song.
Yeah, just... Ow. Some of this... Just thinking about what could happen with him in that position is flaring up the neck pain again.
Then check your DMs. There, you can play with that.
But there's creative ways around that.
like I said.
Kanye with Iran and Saudi. Oh, God. Although that one would be interesting based off of the whole Kanye siding with whoever could be more financially beneficial. That would be interesting to see where he would take the stance on.
God damn it, Jared.
Oh God.
Now, mind you, I said it was discomforting, not not discouraging. Although this has me thinking, though, now. How is his personal life going to respond with Kim's response to his expression of pursuing political office?
And we have an NA in the side chat.
But he's not available, so how can he be here?
Schrodinger's NA.
Which, hey, NA, you're already a channel member, so if you want in on some of the fun that's going to be taking place tomorrow afternoon, you could actually join the background chat in the Discord server already, even if you don't want to join us in the game. But we'll be playing Payday 2 tomorrow. Myself, Leon, and we can take a handful of other channel members or patrons. All you have to do is let me know and we can get you a game key. But don't pull a red. Actually have an account with Steam. Preferably
We have the game, so.
Oh, you already have the game? Oh, well, that makes it easier. And with that, actually, ML2 looks like they're interested in joining us. So, actually, you know what? Yeah, I do have Discord open. Yay. So, whoa. Gotta love if sudden. And there's the notification. It's interesting the delay that sometimes. Okay, got those. Alright, I will have to look at those after. And interesting. Oh, apparent. No, I just got a screenshot. I missed something while I was looking at Discord.
No. That destroyer up there was firing at something.
Ah.
Firing at things that doesn't exist, apparently.
Oh, and so that momentary instance of buffering, you can blame Discord for that one.
Yeah, it seems Discord can be blamed for a lot lately.
Yeah, don't get me started on Microsoft's new beta app for the computer. For the Xbox Live.
They're still trying to get the cross-platform to work, or are they trying to break it more?
I think they broke it more because it used to be on the old companion app. I didn't have to mess with my mixer settings at all. Now, if I leave my mixer settings where they're at, I come into a party on there, and you swear I'm shouting at, max level everything. I'm sure it's clipping and distortion all over the place.
Fuck, Leon? Oh my god. I am not reading that.
Come on.
Unless I'm told to, I'm not reading it. And only one person here can tell me to.
No, we'll save that one for later.
Will you donate $5 to Kidder to read it?
If you donate, I'll read it.
I am just kidding. You don't have to.
Don't have to, but your choice. Anamorphic Mind does have a good point. It was running fine until NANA showed up.
Yep. I'm still getting the buffering on my end.
No,
And it just takes up a bunch of bandwidth.
Well, it doesn't know how to deal with it.
It's too big.
I'm gonna have to boost that in post.
Share your DMs.
And I was...
Speaking of.
And see, now here's what's funny. OBS has been staying in the green despite the output dropping out. I don't know what happened, but it done broke it good. Let me try that. Let's go ahead and actually completely close Discord and see if that helps.
Poor NA. He looks like he's suffering over there.
Alright, hang on. Let me try this. Bring this. Yeah. Come on. You know, God's Auditor, if you want, you can join in.
And tell us all about it. We'd love to hear. Or I would. I can't speak for anybody else.
I'm morbidly curious.
Carrier time.
See what... There we go. Now it's back up to a real number. You know
it's
what?
It's not 10 to negative 17th?
Well, no, that's a negative number. I'm seeing positive numbers. But so, God's Auditor, if you want, you have the link if you want to come tell us all about that wonderful show you just left. But also, so what I found interesting, the entire time that we had that buffering, where I was getting 500, 300, 200, 0 kilobytes per second output, the indication of connection health in OBS stayed in the green the entire time. And what helped it, what brought it back, is I actually went into the task manager and completely shut down Discord. So yeah, we can blame Discord this time.
All Discord's fault.
Yeah, exactly. So here's a question for God's Auditor. Did you watch the show between MC Toon, Phil Collins, Gleam, and the childish Trav? Because I'd be interested to hear the comparison to that wonderful mess. And release. Now, I have a question. How modern can you go with the aircraft carriers in this game?
The newest U.S. carriers at Midway.
Pre or post modernization?
Pre.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no angled flight decks going on here. So.
Okay, God's Auditor has made their request, Karis. For $2 US. Read it.
God damn it. As you wish. From Leon, at Anamorphic Mind. It's residual jinx. You jinxed all over it, and now we have to clean the jinx out with a toothbrush and bleach.
Don't forget the Lysol.
He didn't say that.
But no,
He told me to read what was written.
And I'm reminding him, it's not just bleach. You need to use the Lysol too. We need to completely disinfect it.
NANA for 666 says, you all can eat a D. LOL. Don't knock it till you've tried. I gagged, so I can't do it.
You know, they say you never know if you like it until you try it. There are some things that just the idea of it don't appeal to me. But if someone else wants to try it and then give their review, hey, you do you, fam.
Jared has made his request. If you have eaten a D and you want to post a review.
How much longer are we going? Probably another hour and a half or so. Really depends, because I'm about to crack open something to drink, and who knows what's going to happen after that. Well, it's one of those nights, and you know what? I've freaking earned it this time.
Yes, you have.
See, NANA sends a super chat, now you're buffering again.
That's a small D.
You know, there was an interesting article that was shared in the Discord server that involved that appendage and the Romans.
There are advantages to small Ds. I'm just saying.
Oh, never mind.
What, did you have
Oh,
your
something-
hopes up?
Well, I logged into Steam and it says Tropico 6 for free, only for the weekend, and it's play for free, not keep
Download?
for free.
Don't you love when they have that fine print?
Ooh, Half-Life Alex, we can 25% off.
Leon singing the Ring of Ire.
Here's a good question for everyone. Whose rendition was better of the song Hurt? Johnny Cash or Trent Reznor?
I like them both, actually.
Now, I'm not saying if you like one or the other. Which of the two do you think...
I'd have to go with Johnny Cash. Is better. It's like 1A, 1B on that, you know what I mean? But if you want to go into the song that's referenced in the chat, Social Distortions is better.
See, I've only ever heard Johnny's version of it, the original.
Oh. I will find you a link to that and send it to you on Discord.
Although not too long ago, there were a string of songs that came across as I was driving home that I think my automated playlist was trying to tell me something. I just don't know what it was. So what you're saying is Furball was on Discord? No, I'm saying Furball is running Discord after he had his test where they removed a part of his brain.
Did Furball try to use a power tool again?
No, but he got a video of himself being tested for a particular koof thing, and he said it felt like they touched his brain.
If you want, I can pull up the Twitter exchange.
Yeah, why not?
What's this about brain touching?
We're debating on if Furball had one.
I mean, he says his got touched, but
We'll
don't
get-
see
we'll
it
get to
happen.
That. We'll get there, Jared. We'll get there.
It's just
Brain in his head, so you're saying he's saying he's touched in the head there.
You do know I'm obligated to defend him, right?
well, to be fair, he does give as well as he receives.
So how can they touch what's not there?
They just hit the back wall. That's all that happened.
Fuck's
Oh, more replies.
OPT. Present
To be-
99 got in on it too.
Jared, just remember, I could not like his post about you either.
Wait, there's a second response to the link that I shared.
Yeah. I regret clicking that link every moment since.
You know, sometimes good things come out of Russia.
Right? That isn't one of them.
Hey, no regrets.
No regrets.
God's honor, have you seen that music video?
Once like 8 months ago or some shit, and I kind of turned it off halfway through.
I will never look at a piano the same.
What about a model train?
Jesus Christ.
I didn't get that far in the video.
See,
No.
what?
It was one of those ones where it was like, okay, this is my kind of fucked up, but not right now. Not right now. Off.
So that means you were at work then.
No, I wasn't. I was at home.
Okay, so who was around?
No one. My wife, but she would have fucking liked it too.
Maybe that's it. She would have liked it a bit too much.
You may be onto something. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll find it and turn it on just as she's walking in the door tonight.
You know, and I'll be honest, I don't even know where I found some of these songs that have come up, especially that one. I have, you know, I think I know what I can blame it on. There is a band from South Africa that has some similar creative stylings, and
What, D-Antwoord?
yes.
I fucking love D-Antwoord.
But you can see how the YouTube algorithm would connect those two bands.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I can pick up on the similarities there. Shit, Babies on Fire was my wake-up alarm when I was in AIT. My roommate liked that and then didn't like that.
Yeah, and some of their other music is just I normally don't like rap or hip hop styles, but there's just something about D-Antwoord that just you can't look away.
That's true. I feel like Chappie was like half of that movie was the director just restraining them.
No comment.
You know, that is a movie that I actually haven't gotten to see yet, and I did not know that they were in it. I think I'm gonna have to.
Which one?
Oh, Chappie.
Chappie.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've heard good things
Surprisingly,
about
I
it.
haven't seen
Yeah, I've heard good reviews of it, like good mentions of it, but it's time. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
there's a number of things that people are like, "Oh, have you seen this?" And it's like, when would I have the opportunity to watch any of that stuff? Like, let's be honest, most people on a Friday night would actually be taking this time to catch up on stuff like that. But no, instead I'm here making a fool of myself because, well, you know what? I find me entertaining. Yeah, and
Yeah, typically any shows and stuff like that that I'd want to watch, I'd be watching with my wife, but she tends to work until about 9 o'clock and then gets home late. So we tend to either watch it with dinner or when she's got her day off. And right now I am chilling by myself, so that's why I'm here.
Oh, was that the victory strike that you got as you went? Yep.
Yeah. I got off torpedoes before they got me.
How very down Periscope of you. Which we've had that question come up as well. The best military documentary that has been produced. Some say down Periscope, some say McHale's Navy.
Documentary in quotes.
Oh, those are far more accurate than a lot of the others.
Oh, Stripes was remarkably accurate for Army basic training.
But the BCT part, yeah, there was an issue with their drill instructor. He just kind of disappeared, and they finished their training on their own, right?
Okay, that was kind of not real, but also on the other hand, drill sergeants would just disappear sometimes, so you kind of had to figure out what was going on your own. And I think they did that intentionally, but who knows?
You also have to look at a logistics thing. Like, if you're in a submarine and you're doing like some sort of surface warfare type thing, you might be doing an operation. Your target's the carrier, let's say, because we've been in that before. Where we're supposed to go after the carrier. If we get the carrier, like even if we're sunk in the process, but we get the carrier, we still won. Because losing us and taking out a carrier at the same time is still a net win.
Yeah. And you sacrifice a crew of a little over 100 to take out a ship that has a crew of 5,000 and all the assets on it. Yeah, I can.
In the grand scheme of things, losing the carrier is a huge deal. That's your force. That's a good chunk of your force production. Force projection. That's going to be the flagship of the battle group.
Yeah, which even just from a morale standpoint, that's more than a sucker punch.
We don't even necessarily have to sink it, even if you disable it. If you can knock out its flight deck or immobilize it, is a win.
Well, yeah, because even in high wind, we still need to be moving a little bit. Although, okay, so is that supposed to be a spaceship Yamato version of that? In a way?
It's a New Orleans, but it's a camo. But yeah, I guess it's kind of a space battleship Yamato type look.
Yeah. Now, what about the Warhammer mod that...
I haven't done that one, so...
Yeah.
I've seen people with them, but I haven't got that.
Yeah, you got to get 5 wins.
Well, what I found interesting is actually at one point the creator, the studio that does all the World of Warships and everything, had a sponsorship agreement with Arch Warhammer. Gamers Workshop all but told them, you can work with any other Warhammer YouTube creator, not Arch.
How about this camo?
That, you know,
Magical.
the golden touch there just gives it a little something extra. I don't know, Leon. Do you want to do it Saturday or Sunday? And Sunday is supposed to be better weather-wise now, which doesn't surprise me. Part of why we went out to dinner last night is because the wife really wanted to sit down by the water. And it was looking like it was going to be rain most, if not all, of today, Saturday, and a good chunk of Sunday. But now it looks like the rain's actually going to be over here within the next, 10 hours.
To answer the chat, Full Metal Jacket was accurate. About the only difference that I've heard from it was that there wouldn't just be one drill.
No, there's
there wouldn't
three.
be one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean that one's fairly accurate. I mean, first of all, Arlie Emery, he was a Marine drill instructor, and he was pretty much off script on that. He just got to go, and they filmed it all, and then they just cut up what was really good.
Yeah, I think he was also just a consultant to start with, and then when they were asking him for insults for the privates, he rattled off a list of them and stuff, and they just said, "Oh yeah, no, would you like to be in this?" As far as I remember, I don't know if that's true or not, but
that wasn't with Full Metal Jacket, but that was with
Boys
because he did one. Yeah, it was Boys.
Okay,
Boys
of
Company C. Yeah, he came on as it was his Full Metal Jacket role was because of that one, pretty much. But that one, he was brought in as a consultant. But yeah, then they put him in it because he was just too damn good.
Yeah. Now the Boys of Company C was that one step more accurate because they actually showed where it was Army and a couple other DIs. Think
Spaceballs was accurate as fuck. NANA.
Oh yeah, especially who made him a gunner? I did. Who's that? Asshole. Major asshole. No, I know that, but
And also, we ain't found shit.
For all the years that
Tim
Ross
most famous line.
had been on any incarnation of Star Trek, but even with all of that, he is most known for, we ain't found shit. And what I find hilarious is on his birthday, he actually did a video that I want to say he put directly to his Twitter feed, where he's there next to a Japanese stone garden relaxation box, raking it, talking about it.
I love that.
And ends with that. Hot Shots is actually not far off. There actually was a bit of truth to that, where some contractors were trying to be really creative with what they were selling to the military, and well, it kind of did come back to bite them in the ass.
What, the boxing glove launcher? Or am I thinking of something else?
I think that was part 2.
Same difference.
Well, yeah. But I was talking more in the first one where they had the issues with the aircraft. Which, mocking Top Gun in the way that they did was perfect. And especially with what they had Carrie Ells do, and essentially that movie's version of Val Kilmer.
God, it's been a good 20 years since I've seen any of those movies.
There's a reason why on Wednesday nights in the Discord server we play movies that I think the youngest one we've played so far has only been about 5 years old, but everything else has been at least 10 or 15 years old and more. Because it really did start out as a, well, major media right now sucks and can't put out a decent story even if it was handed to them, so how about we watch something when they actually gave a damn about their craft?
No, we need to watch the Pentagon Wars.
Oh, that's on the list.
That's a good movie.
If it wasn't for this upcoming week being a vote between movies with Alan Rickman in it, as a prominent role, not necessarily a lead, but a significant role, that would be on the list too. I think we'll end up doing the military mockumentaries the week after.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some of the movies that came up for this upcoming week, so this upcoming Wednesday, Dogma. Actually, let me go ahead and open up Discord on the phone and take a look, because I know it's in there. Holy crap, you guys talk a lot. The fuck is this? Oh. Not showing this on air, but Jay, this is the one that just got that reaction.
Okay, well, I'm in the middle of the game. I'll check it when I get a chance.
Yeah.
I'm killing zombies right now.
Ah. And Leon, fuck you in the videos you find off TikTok.
Well, that's the first problem. You're looking at TikTok.
Oh, you're gonna both laugh and hate that one. Okay, nope, that was... Nope, that's on that. That's a different part of the conversation. Okay, Leon, I know you're out there listening. What were the other ones that we came up with?
For Alan Rickman?
Yeah, we were watching Die Hard, which was the genesis
the Christmas
of it.
movie.
Yes, the wonderful Christmas movie. But so that one was off the list since we just watched it, but it was Dogma and a couple others. I just can't freaking
He
remember.
was in Galaxy Quest. He was
that was on the list too. So it was Dogma, Galaxy Quest. We did not pick any of the Harry Potter movies because
That's
reasons.
just way too many.
you have to kind of do them all or none kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
One does not simply watch one Harry Potter movie.
Not so much you're watching for his character. You're not gonna get his full character development unless you're watching all of them. So.
Yeah. But there's... I don't know. We'll find out in a couple minutes. if he ever catches up. Because you can all hit the live button and catch up, and
But that would make way too much sense.
Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30. Ooh.
I actually have not seen Zero Dark 30, and I wouldn't know about Hurt Locker, but from what I have heard, I also watched it last time before I even joined up, so I don't remember it that much in that context. But from what I've heard, everything about it is fucking wrong. Although I do remember that the one dude jumping on the sniper rifle and getting in a sniper fight was just bullshit.
Yeah, there was, of that era of military movies, things covering the actions in the Gulf. Jarhead actually had a lot that was accurate, but then some bits that were embellished for the sake of making it a good movie. But out of those other ones, there was one, I forget which one it was, but where there was a particular sergeant major who had a literal hard-on for hygiene. And it was really fascinating, the reality of the story with that guy. The portrayal of him was actually really accurate, and his motivation for being that sort of detail-oriented asshole was actually from a good place. Because, hey, if they're mad at me for doing the shit that I'm doing, they're not doing stupid shit while they're bored and getting hurt before we actually go into any combat action. So, kind of makes sense. But if I remember correctly, the guy actually got arrested for child pornography.
Oh, what's his face from what was this actor's name?
No, not the actor, the actual character that he played. Oh. In terms of movies, I always like the old ones. Operation Pacific is a good one too. I'm not familiar with that one. But it will have to go on the list. A Bridge Too Far.
Oh,
That was a good one. Dogma, Galaxy Quest, Hitchhiker's Guide was the other one that I recommended because, well, come on.
He's the voice of Marvin, yeah.
Yeah. And it's not the best version of that story put to film, but his rendition of Marvin,
Excellent.
yeah. I have not seen River Kwai.
Me either.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, my favorite military movie of all time, of any genre, of any time period, has to be Starship Troopers.
Yes.
That was fucking perfect.
The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
Yep.
Medic!
Shit, I watched that last week.
Was it last week or the week before? Yeah, it was either last week or the week before the wife and I watched that. Because it's one of those movies. It actually has an interesting premise to it. But with the way they did the movie, it was so over the top and campy, it was perfect.
Absolutely. Oh, I fucking loved it. I watched that at least once a year.
Okay, that was the 4 that we came up with. Dogma, Galaxy Quest, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and Hitchhiker's Guide.
Oh, I forgot about Prince of Thieves.
Yep, he was the sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's been
Mostly
a long
on
time
purpose,
on that one, too.
but
Okay. Now, we can always, if that one ends up winning the vote, we can always follow it up with Men in Tights.
Well, to be fair,
You have to follow it up with Men in Tights.
Well, to be fair, my wanting to forget it is not his performance as the sheriff's Nottingham.
No, it's Costner.
Costner is Robin Hood. So.
Because unlike some other Robin Hoods,
I
I can speak with an English accent. Damn it, Mel Brooks, why'd you have to stop making good movies? Oh, wait. The studios wouldn't let you. The only thing I remember about Hurt Locker is the quote by Chris Hedges at the beginning, and I dislike Hedges' book after the one that came from. I think we might be missing a few words there. No. But favorite movie that you know they would not be able to make today?
Blazing Saddles.
I knew you were going for that one.
Obvious
How could
choice
I
is
not?
answer. Obvious choice is obvious.
I'd have to say,
silent movie.
I'd have
To
to
be
say
or not to
Fight
be?
Club.
See, I
No
could
one,
I
they
could see
couldn't
Fight
do that
Club.
twist again.
Do it again, no. But I could see that movie, if it were made today, still getting through. But something like Blazing Saddles? Oh, hell no.
No.
History of the World would be a stretch.
It would be a stretch.
I wanted a History of the World Part 2. I mean, who wouldn't want to see Hitler on ice?
Oh,
Hey guys, I gotta take off.
later.
Enjoy.
Bye, thanks for having me.
I sank that carrier 20 kilometers away.
Nice. He reduced all of New Atheism to bad faith depictions of Harrison Hitchens. Ooh. Bad straw man of atheism and terrible understanding of science, and we're definite. Oh. Yeah, okay, one of those types. And turn. Oh, they ran out. You got lucky there, Burns.
He had plenty of haul. They wouldn't have taken him out.
Let's see what you sent me, Jared.
All right, let's hear this reaction.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
It's both hilarious and disgusting.
And for a second there, I thought it said Carlos Mazza for a second.
Oh my god. Oh. Would have been nice if it was. Second Dogma, really want to see that? Well, so here's a question. If we do Dogma on Wednesday, which other portion of the Jay and Silent Bob saga do we follow it with?
Well, the problem is that while there's no real order to it, there's still an order to it, and you should start with the Clerks.
Well,
Mallrats chasing Amy, or is it chasing Amy then Mallrats?
Mall-
Mallrats chasing Amy then
Mallrats is
Dogma.
first.
Yeah. And some people say that there isn't an order, but there definitely is. And it's Dogma, then Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
And then Jay and Silent Bob reboot is definitely later on.
Yeah. And with the Okay, so here's a question. Vert, what is your take on Clerks 2?
I haven't seen it yet.
Really?
Yeah. Every time I go to watch it, Netflix takes it off.
I liked it.
You know what, Jay? You need to see it, and there's only a couple words that will explain why. Kinky Kelly.
Donkey show.
No. Don't give it away.
Sorry, Red's rhetoric.
Well, it's Kinky Kelly and the Amazing Stud. And, oh, Randall gets it so wrong. So gloriously wrong.
Doesn't he always get it wrong, though?
No. He got his characterization of Lord of the Rings, the movies, right.
That's not what I want to do.
Because, if we're going to talk about trilogies, then, yeah, you don't refer to the Lord of the Rings as the trilogy. It just doesn't work that way.
Holy shit, they got the original Clash of Titans on Netflix now.
Finally?
If you have a good trilogy, you gotta read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy trilogy.
Oh, yeah. Book-wise.
Trilogy?
Yeah.
It's more than just a trilogy.
Loose definition.
Douglas Adams called. Well, I remember when he came out with when he put together the well, it was 5 books at the time. He called it a 5-book trilogy. That's why I still call it a trilogy.
I get it. Fair enough. I'm sorry, I had the Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide and it had all of them in there, so yeah.
You know? It seems like Leon is saying after Dogma, Clerks.
Falling
Everybody
down.
wants to say hi to Snowball.
I was going to say, wait, she had how many in a row? Okay, what are you trying to do now there, Burnsy?
I believe it's called Running Aground.
No, he did that already and died. Oh, yeah, and the chat is saying, Jay, you need to see Clerks too. Ooh. Bill and Ted's
Bill.
Excellent Adventure.
Well, you got to watch that before the third one comes out.
Well, actually, that would be a good follow-up to Dogma because of the simple fact that you go from the Catholic priest of Carlin to the almighty time traveler lord.
And, you know, the wife and I were talking before about last night about favorite comedians, and Carlin is right up there. He's towards the top of the list.
So Saturday
Mm-hmm.
I was doing bookkeeping in the back office, and I'm allowed to listen to the radio / Pandora, and I put on my Monty Python Pandora channel, so I get all the good humor, And all of a sudden, there's on the door. I open up. It's the assistant manager from the main grocery store come out to talk to me about something, and there I am listening to one of George Carlin's skits about driving in New Jersey.
Nice.
The look on his face is like he wants to comment, but he can't because I'm allowed to. But at the same time, he's like, "You probably should." The look is like, "You probably shouldn't be listening to that." But nobody can hear it because I have the door shut, so it's like, whatever.
Carlin was the best just based on his library alone. where like every other comedian has at most like 5 or 6 specials. He has like 30.
Speaking of which,
And the comment that I made to my wife that is really both poignant and depressing at the same time. Look at the stand-ups that really made Carlin famous. They are just as relevant now as they were then, and he did them almost 50 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that shit has come around so full circle in 50 years that his social commentary then is just as valid now, if not even more valid, especially with the skits that he has on the whole usage of language.
Yep. He would have had an update for that one. I don't know. I feel like as soon as Trump got elected, he would have just retired. Kind of like Jon Stewart did.
Well, and even for a while there, South Park, they weren't sure if that was going to continue because Trey Parker and Matt Stone both said, we can't
make anything worse than reality.
Yeah, we can't do anything worse than what we're getting now, so...
I actually have a theory on this, or a hypothesis, excuse me. I'm like 4 beers deep. My idea is that I blame it on the advent of reality TV. Because reality TV used up all of the reality, and now we're just stuck with bullshit.
Yeah.
Patton Oswalt was right about that one. Just one day there was just a wall of static moving towards us on the horizon, and it happened because everything for the last 10 years or so has just been crazy.
Well, and to go with that, look at what Trey Parker and Matt Stone did on South Park with frickin' James Cameron, of all people. I'm gonna raise the bar. You remember that episode?
Yeah, it was beautiful. That was actually my ringtone for a while, the James Cameron song.
Nice. And you know, I generally do not like Cameron's work because he is a pretentious asshole. But at the same time, when he is used in that sort of fashion, I can't deny it. Can't say that they don't have a point. And he would be the one to try to do that and actually try to frame it in that way.
Yep.
Like, I actually refused. I flat out refused to go see Avatar in the theaters because I knew the story and politics that Cameron was pushing behind it.
Just the thing I love about Avatar is that it's one of the top 5 highest grossing movies of all time. Top 3 maybe? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But either way, it's that much of a high grossing movie, and it made no impact on the culture.
No, it didn't.
Name one of the characters aside from the main character.
Nah,
yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. What's a memorable quote from that movie?
Lieutenant Dan,
Yeah.
he ain't got no legs.
Yeah, thanks for pretty.
Not from the audience.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, that's the thing. What really caused it to make the money it did was the visual effects. And I will give it that. Those still today are top tier visual effects, even when you put it against new movies that are coming out within the last 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. It's because it was one of the few movies that was in 3D that was actually made for 3D.
That was done right.
Yeah. Like, that was the idea around it. The problem with every other movie that's put out in 3D is that they do that over the top of it.
Yeah, it's that whole premise of they're doing 3D as part of the story, not, hey, this is a good movie, let's make it 3D. Not an afterthought. It was done intentionally as part of the world building from day one. And actually, for a while there was I think it was Big Bang Theory who actually used this in one of their setups. Pretty much getting Penny to... No, they got Amy to lie for Penny, and no, Bernadette was the one who lied, and part of the lie was the movie Penny is working on is 3D, because hey, if they're doing it in 3D, the studio's got real faith in it. And talk about another show that actually was good for a while and then went downhill fucking quick the last couple seasons.
I could only ever watch a couple of episodes from it, but then again, I can't deal with laugh tracks at all.
See, maybe it's because I was around aircraft so much. There are certain tones that I can just tune out and ignore with relative ease, and laugh tracks are one of them. Like,
yeah, I can ignore laugh tracks pretty quickly as well. What I missed though, what I liked that was there was so much geek references and cameos in there that I'm gonna miss.
Yeah, that, and it seems like the last couple of seasons, that's pretty much all it really came down to was, what cameo are we going to get this time? And the storylines and the arcs had really gotten bland and redundant and boring. And I will give the show this bit of credit in that regard. It was a lot like real life.
Okay, that's fair, but I choose not to deal with real life by watching TV.
And that's why I say it went downhill the last couple seasons.
Fair enough. Well, hey, when you look at it, the vast majority of TV and movies are about something other than watching TV and movies.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I know why that is. I'm just saying, you think about it, we spend a lot of our time watching TV and movies, but almost none of TV and movies is about it. Not that it should be, but god damn it.
Yeah, I'd much rather just go have a 5-minute argument.
I know, but that's fun.
Well,
and that's real life too.
Well, it also depends on what the argument's about and how you can reconcile with the person after. That factors in.
Well, I pay him more money and he doesn't argue with me. I'm going to clip that and use that as a another humor.
Oh, you were looking for an argument. Oh, sorry, that's next door.
Stupid kid. No, I'm going to clip that part out. I'm just going for this. I'm going for the simple effect of it all.
You're not arguing. You're just being contrary. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
Again.
Yeah, so as a matter of fact, once we're done with this, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to record that skit so I can then upload, so I can then make my little clip and feel better. I got to pick the perfect interaction between one of our people and one of their people. If you catch my meaning.
Yeah. Ooh. That's another good question. Preferred Monty Python movie?
Preferred Monty Python movie.
Meaning of life.
Somehow I knew someone was going to say that.
Well, I mean, what other movie has Stephen Hawking singing the main song from the movie?
What?
You haven't heard?
You lost me with that one.
Stephen Hawking they actually got Stephen Hawking to record his vocal synthesizer singing the lyrics to the Galaxy song.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to go look that up.
I'll get you the link right now.
Because I could see this one actually being a fair discussion topic between the meaning of life, the life of Brian, and the Holy Grail.
That would be an actual
Tough
discussion.
call. Tough call.
At this point, I feel like I've seen the Holy Grail so many times that it's just kind of lost all of it for me. But meaning of life is still up there.
Life of
Every
Brian
sperm
is
is
always a
sacred.
good one.
Life of Brian does have quite a few moments that you still cannot help but laugh at.
You know, it's even funnier. If you get your hands on the
Biggest
soundtrack of
dickus.
it. No.
He has a life, you know.
The soundtrack of it. They actually have John Cleese acting as if he's a narrator coming in to do voiceover parts, and Eric Idle is handing him the script and prompting him. It's hilarious.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that.
Monty Python Pandora Radio.
Yeah, I don't really do Pandora.
I'm sure it's available on iTunes.
I don't do iTunes either.
Here you go, Goddaughter. In the internal chat is a link to Stephen Hawking.
All right, I'm gonna have to take a look at that.
Have to remember that when it comes to a lot of the auditory side of entertainment, I'm part of the group that pissed off Metallica.
Are you part of the Napster group?
I was one of the first users, yes.
So was that?
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I was.
I didn't like anything. It was okay. It was okay because I didn't like anything from Metallica after the Black Album, anyways.
Yeah,
You mean they had songs after the Black Album?
Yes,
What?
in fact they did.
yeah, and
What?
one of the albums was effectively and appropriately named Load, because that's what they did. They dropped a load on everyone. But then for some reason they decided to follow it with Reload. It's like, if shitting on your fans once wasn't enough. What really actually irked me about that the most has been Metallica, to get the notoriety that they did, encouraged bootlegging and spreading the word of the music in any way possible.
I wonder if Weird Al still has his songs on his website.
Which one?
Don't download this song.
Oh.
He actually recorded it and put it out. Yeah, he had it on his website for
It's a free download.
Yeah. Just to get around the Napster and LimeWire and all that. It's like, screw this.
Don't download the songs; they're free download.
Well, and what a lot of people don't really understand is that when you buy an album, when you would buy a CD or whatever medium for an entire album of music from an artist, most of that cost went to the recording studio, not the artist. The artists actually make the majority of their financial gain from their art at their concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Between the concert itself and merchandise.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah.
I'm
by
on
far.
Weird Al's webpage, just scrolling through like links,
Mm-hmm.
archive links. His song, Canadian Idiot, done by a fan called Clabberhead, with strange brew clips.
Interesting.
Oh, Strange Brew. That's a movie you need to watch sometime.
Oh, and I see what you were referencing there to Sean.
Yeah.
Is that really where he's been putting his phone for those in his pocket? It would explain a lot.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, oh, I can't read. I can't keep up. I don't want anyone to get mad at me for reading and reacting to an old comment. Yeah, okay. Because we really believe that would be why. Which I will admit, I did catch a little bit of one of his earlier, and
Okay, this is actually pretty great.
oh, Leon, message me later to send you a particular clip from our Lord and Master, Foamy, because you're going to enjoy a clip from him that's in reference to that.
Oh, have I missed the Foamy?
Oh no, this is an old one.
Okay.
It was either the first or second episode with the Hatter.
Okay.
And the Hatter starts out with the saying, once you go black, and Foamy just spits back with a bunch of ways to end it that are not what was intended.
God, I haven't watched Ill Will Press in a long time either. I'm gonna have to go look at that.
He's still doing stuff here on YouTube.
Jesus.
He does a mix of remastering the old stuff and doing new commentary. He's slightly tweaked the art style recently, which I think is good because it's backed. So he went from the original art style to almost a chim pop style, which think like an even more polished version of the Powder Puff Girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he went to what he's using now, which is backed closer to the original, but even more gritty, which I find better.
All right, I'm gonna have to take a look at that then.
I think there aren't many channels that I would and do support in a direct financial way, but Johnny and Mathers, his work with Foamy and everything, yeah, he is one of them. Actually,
It actually makes me want to learn to animate.
And on top of that, so one of the ways that he did things before is he had the DVD anthologies of all the Foamy clips, and I think I have the first 6 volumes, if I remember right.
I know he's going back through on a bunch of his stuff and making it more current YouTube friendly with the high def and everything.
Yep.
Oh, ice cream friend Foamy. What?
Yeah, I'm on the website right now seeing that. I mean, my wife and I make regular references to the Kevorkian scarf, so...
Yes! Oh, I finally ended up finding the clip of Pillsy where he's going through the side effects of all of his medication, and one of them is death. But I got a pill to cure the death, so it's okay.
Yep. That and the regular, anytime one of us makes a proposal like, hey, let's get Taco Bell for dinner, the other one will go, sure, why the fuck not? Gotta be Pillsy.
Yeah. Oh, what about anytime you want a bagel with cream cheese. Creamy, creamy, cheesy cheese.
Creamy, creamy, cheesy cheese.
Okay, this ice cream friend is hilarious. Episode is hilarious.
Well, I know what me and my wife are watching when she gets home.
So much so that you'll be up until ass crack of dawn.
She got to get up early tomorrow, and I have to go look at houses and shit.
Ah. Yeah, the damn adulting stuff.
Yeah. Oh, the market is fucking nuts right now, and I'm hating it. Because I know that in 6 months, whatever house I buy is going to be underwater, so that's great.
Well, it depends. If you go buy a house up in Issaquah, it'll be beachfront.
Yeah, no, I'm good buying a house in Issaquah. Those are worth way too much for what they are, anyways.
Oh, that sounds like new.
Could be worse. You could have to go up to Snoqualmie.
No, Snohomish County is bad enough as it is. I'm not going into the richer areas.
Oh, yeah, I do not miss that part of the country. Granted, there are some roads I would enjoy taking the bike on out there, but that's it. I really would not want to live out there again.
I love the area and everything, but it's just everything is so goddamn expensive. I mean, my price range right now is like mid to high 400s, like for bullshit, for like manufactured houses and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Why? Like,
it's the land.
No, it's people are willing to pay exorbitant amounts of money for stupid shit.
No, it's Microsoft, Amazon, and Starbucks.
Yeah, you got your executives and higher management that, oh, I don't want to live in downtown. Where can I live that's close enough but far enough away?
I want to live in the countryside with the scenery. So I'm going to make all of this property value go way the fuck up. And then there's like 800 of those.
And then you turn into one of those HOA Karens.
Ugh.
Oh, I've been avoiding HOAs like the plague because I know what they're like around here.
Oh, the HOA is an automatic deal killer for me.
Well, there's one that I'm looking at that I can deal with the HOA because all it does is pays for the water, and that's it. Like I was specifically asked him about it, and I looked at all the houses around there. There's like fucking old cars on a couple of them and shit, and they're painted all different colors and stuff. So literally all it is like collective bargaining for the water.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah, until you realize that's Montesano, Washington, just outside of Aberdeen.
Yee.
No, it's
Wait a minute.
Let's see.
That's
It's on Highway 2, so it's not that bad.
Well, that's gone up a bit because, well, wait, hang on. Pull up Oak Harbor.
Oak Harbor? Got
Yeah.
a zip code?
I'm trying to remember it.
Hold on, I can just do this.
I'm on Zillow right now. Give me a minute.
Which my way is
Let's
faster.
see.
Yeah, I knew it was ended in 77. I just couldn't
Are
remember.
you sure? Because I am
already
looking at
got
Oak
it.
Harbor.
Yeah, it's gone up almost $200.
Yeah,
in-
but here's the thing. Oak Harbor is what is that?
That's right on Whidbey Island.
$42 less than Montesano in Grays Harbor County.
Yeah, you're closer to which major metropolitan areas?
Okay.
Not.
Whidbey Island versus BFE Grays Harbor County.
I'm looking at stuff on there right now. The most expensive one that I'm seeing is like 1.3 mil.
Okay. Okay. We are talking about here being more than here. Oh, maybe a little further.
No,
north.
no,
You get-
northern
you
part
get
of the
point.
island. Yeah.
But you get my point.
Wait, where were you
This is where
originally?
recruiters live.
Oh yeah. No.
This is. You would think this would be a little bit more. I'm actually afraid to see what it says for Ocean Shores.
Ocean Shores itself is going to be fucking crazy, but everything around it is going to be nothing. Oh, I see what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was an E5 with dependents in Oak Harbor when I got out.
It's the whole county then, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, where I'm going to school right now, the
That's hilarious.
E5 with dependents is 2,800. So
E5 without dependents. Low.
Okay.
Hi. Low. Hi.
And yet, when you look at with
Hi.
dependents, yeah, what
Oh.
the fuck? What the?
hey, you can make do on those fucking extra $200 a month with those dependents.
Wow.
Okay.
And people wonder why I don't want the government handling a bunch of personal shit.
We'll go with the most prominent one out there that I know. Because again, this is gonna be like reservists and recruiters.
GI Bill recipients.
1797.
You know where this is, right?
Bend, Oregon. That's way the fuck out there.
Okay. And it's near nothing.
Yeah, it's in the middle of the state near fucking. It's what? That's 2-3 hours from Portland.
Depending on which way you go, yeah, about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
Or if you, for some stupid reason, go down to Eugene and take this road.
Nah.
That would, again, fun road for the bike, not anything else.
No, this road not so fun on a bike. I'll tell you that right now.
Why?
Oh Christ, I forget what that one is going from Oregon into Washington, but that you go down some kind of crazy hill, and that was not good in the moving van.
It's probably to the right there.
This here? It's
No.
not that big of a state.
No.
No,
One.
No, where is it?
Or is it more towards the
It's
coast?
up. It's up more. I forget specifically where it is, but I know that we were like just on the other side of Washington, and driving the biggest U-Haul they had, not really of that experience driving big rigs, and with all of my worldly possessions in the back, and I was going like 10 miles an hour down that hill, pissing everyone off.
Oh, so scroll back up into Washington a bit. Actually, just zoom out a little bit because this is main interstate. So we left Oak Harbor in a 26-foot moving truck, fully loaded, had my car on a trailer on the back of it, and she had the kid and the dog with her in her car.
Yep.
Day one, how far do you think we got?
All right, from Oak Harbor All right,
from
here, we'll just-
from Oak Harbor.
from here.
Well, based on what you said and based on where you told him to zoom in, I'm assuming you got almost to Portland.
Oh no, we were going east.
Oh,
So I'm gonna say you got somewhere around Snoqualmie Summit.
Actually, got a little further. We got just through the mountains.
yeah, because you were trying to go down the mountains on the other side, and that sucked.
Oh fuck that! It did.
No, that's-
and then the next day sucked even more because go ahead and scroll because we were taking 90.
Yeah, 90s fun.
Especially that part of Washington wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, you're in the desert. That's all flatland out there.
Then we got into Idaho.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
And then the the end of it, we were in Montana and into the Dakotas, which added a whole nother.
Oh wait, no, I fucked up. It wasn't Oregon to Washington. I was coming up through Idaho, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was coming from Colorado, so Colorado up through Wyoming, Idaho. Yeah,
It was this part. It was this part of Idaho, wasn't it, Jared?
Yep.
Yeah, I went this way to come back this way. So I actually drove from Olympia down through Bend, cut this corner of California down to Reno when it decides to load up here. Cut this corner going down to Reno, then from Reno all the way to Salt Lake City. And I made it from Reno to where did we? Grand Junction. In let's see, we left at what 7 that morning, and got there at like 1:30 in the morning, Grand Junction time. So 18 hours of driving a 26 trailer, 26 long,
yes.
with my Dodge Neon in tow.
Yeah, that.
Oh my god.
Oh, the next day we went over the Vale Pass.
Oh, you
back
went
down
through
the other
Vail.
side.
Yeah, we were making a pit stop in northern Iowa on the way back, so we stayed up that way, but the fucking wind. Like, the truck would not go faster than 60 because of the headwind.
Yep.
Yeah, and then when I came back from Denver area, I just loaded up my car and just drove up 25 all the way up, and I hit a hill right about, where is it? Right about here, and overheated the engine of my Dodge Neon because
outside
I
of
just
Vail.
kept trying to
Nice.
keep speed, not realizing that if I keep the speed going, I'm gonna overheat the engine. That was fun.
I forget where in Wyoming, but I got from Wyoming back up to about Seattle area in 20 hours. That was nonstop though, and that
Yeah.
fucking sucked.
Yeah, I do not miss those moves. Not
Nope.
at all.
Oh man. Well, when I was PCSing to Colorado, I went from I was going from Monterey to Colorado Springs, and we ended up getting to Barstow, and then from Barstow we went to Vegas. And we weren't planning to stop in Vegas. We were planning to go right through, but it was fucking 111 out. And our dogs were overheating in the back. So once we started rolling through Vegas, we were like, okay, we got to find a fucking hotel with air conditioning because this is not going to work out very well.
Yeah, that's murder.
Yeah, no, it was bad. It actually, Vegas killed, was it 8 of my 9 citrus plants that I had with me? Because I bought a bunch of citrus plants when I was in California, because I was there for a couple of years, and I left them out in the car for 20 minutes as we got set up in the hotel. And
Oh,
I open up the the back of my car, and just this waft of citrus smell hits me in the face, and I realize that all of my plants are fucking dead. So 20 minutes is all it took for Vegas to kill
Fuck.
all of my citrus plants.
And yet people want to live there.
That was fucking crazy, dude. Vegas sucked. I was there for a grand total of like 11 hours or something like that, and I'm good. I'll go back once maybe, but only if I'm in a high roller suite.
Yeah.
So you want to spend about $100 a night? Got it.
Well,
Yeah.
I've flown through Vegas. That's it, and that's enough for me. Like,
Oh, we
I
had to
don't get
carry our dogs out of the car because I wasn't going to have them run on the pavement.
So best and worst road trip that I've done, not necessarily moved, but done. Let's see here. Pull up my maps.
Well-
We'll reset everything.
so anamorphic mine. So mine was a Penske truck too, not even a U-Haul. A Penske.
Mine was Penske.
Yeah. Drove a Penske truck from Phoenix to Boise in just under a day. Straight through.
Magic.
Oh.
Go on.
Alright, so Aberdeen.
So we're gonna do this to. And we did that in a day.
Why were you going down towards Lemoore?
Because of Vacation Bible School, my best friend's second cousin roped us into doing a Vacation Bible Study school at his dad's church down there.
Ugh.
Oh, even better. This is when Jolt Cola was actually sold in 12 packs.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes more sense now.
We left at 4. We left at 4. By the time we got to Salem, I had drinking the entire 12 pack.
Atta boy.
You're doing it right.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I did one similar. I went from Monterey up to Everett in about 17 hours.
That you were hauling.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. I was on block leave at DLI, so I'd been sitting there doing Korean for a year straight with no time off, and it was holiday block leave, and I had my mileage pass and I had my leave form, and it was like my first Christmas in the Army. Well, okay, second Christmas after basic training, but first real Christmas in the Army. So yeah, I fucking got there. We left at check my math, I guess. We left at 4 in the morning, 4:30ish, and then got there at about 10 at night.
18 hours, but still. That,
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's still freaking hauling.
Yep.
So 4 hours worth of stops, basically.
Which,
Lies, bullshit. Not accounting for traffic.
that
Yeah.
add in the traffic initially. There's
2 hours of traffic here,
Yep.
half an hour here,
And
hour
then
and a half
Oh,
here.
no. Portland was bad because it was like 6 or so at night. So we
Oh,
spent a good
evening
2 hours in
traffic.
traffic there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because once we hit the Washington state line, it was another 4 hours up to Everett. So yeah, that was about 6 p.m. Yeah, we were hitting pretty heavy traffic right there.
Yeah, because I was going to say, down around San Francisco, you weren't going to hit much traffic starting at 4:30 in the morning.
No, that was fine.
Yeah, the part south of Portland, your main time addition there, are stopping for gas.
Oh yeah, we were in Portland traffic for a while, and I actually had wonderful 4G while I was there. I think it was 4G back then. It might have been just 3G. But either way, we were watching Netflix the whole way going through.
You know you're in bad traffic when you judge the time not by the number of miles you've gone or the amount of time you've been in traffic, but how many movies you were able to watch.
Or
That's
how many
right.
episodes you were able to watch.
We watched the entire Trailer Park Boys movie while we were in Portland.
Wow.
That is quality time well spent, actually.
You know, it wasn't too bad now that I think of it, but then again, she was driving, so what did I give a shit?
Well, I now know, though, that if push comes to shove and we want to visit my sister-in-law who lives down in Reno, I can actually do that in a whole day.
Yeah. Yeah, you can get there in a good single push day. It's going to suck, but you'll get there.
Well, that's why you buy 5-hour energy and just...
Which those actually work, and they last 5 hours. Because I remember...
What's funny is when
Not
we
if
were
you're
moving
an
to
AIT.
Colorado, when we were moving from Colorado, I purposely ordered through my current store that I'm working at, but I'd actually transferred out of there to go manage my own fuel station.
Mhm.
I purposely ordered an entire case of the sour apple 5-hour energy for this trip. I only used 5 the entire trip.
Wow. So the reason why I say that 5-hour energy, they last the 5 hours they claim, is because a couple of years back when I was playing hockey more regularly, I would play at a rink in Boston, and I was living down here in Rhode Island. I would get to the rink, get inside, chug one, dress out, do my pregame stuff, go spend a couple hours on the ice, get off the ice, change, drive home. And from the time I took it until the time I got home was 5 hours. And it was just starting to wear off as I was pulling into the driveway.
Yep.
Yeah, my only real experiences with 5-hour energy were in AIT, and that didn't really work out too well. Because we were sitting there, you know, breaking signals for like a good 8 to 12 hours at a time, and I'd bring 3 in there with me, and that wasn't enough. By the end of it, I was taking this was so bad, and it probably gave me heart problems, but I was taking caffeine gum, caffeine pills, crushing them up inside the caffeine gum, chewing on them, and then drinking Diet Mountain Dew with them at the same time.
Well, there's your problem. It was the Diet Mountain
Yeah.
Dew that gave you the heart problem.
Yeah.
That might have been it, but god damn it, if that wasn't the only thing that could keep me up through that entire shift.
What's Red's tweeting now?
I don't know. Is Bev actually responding to him?
Nope, he just retweeted the same thing that H3 retweeted that Chesh retweeted earlier.
Oh. All right, something else that I missed that I got to catch up on. But, it has been 3 hours. It is getting close to 11:30. I have stuff and things to do before I pass out, and then have some little bit of enjoyment this weekend before the next show in 13 hours. Yes, you heard that right. 13 hours. We'll be back on air. Myself, Furball. Okay.
Not me.
Yeah, not Jay. Trying to should have the German, where we are going to be doing a review and retrospective of the last good prime timeline Star Trek movie.
Oh, it's one of my favorites too.
Yeah.
And I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, that's it. I'm gonna have to record my own synopsis of it later.
You do that. Until then, everyone have fun.